Okay, this is just my way of keeping up a video log pertaining to predictions. Now, within this last year, I am very aware that I made some audio files. I am very aware that I had made some audio file predictions pertaining to social services. In Gang Stalking Expeditions, one of the things that they do is set out and implement a incremental step-by-step expedition against the target using employment descriptions to do it. What they basically do, in short, these statements are not the entire scope of the end result that I believe that they might attempt to achieve. Case in point, I gotta move because UCSD came down here and gave me an order to move on August 27, 2014, and I think my court date is either the 22nd or the 26th of October. Now, as you can see, I got property out here right now, which I'm bagging up in order to prepare to move it to other areas. Now, if memory is serving me correctly, I believe that I have my CalCare review in October. And if that's the case, that means that they send me the review application in September. As a result of all this bullshit that's been going on all month, I've been preparing to move, okay? Plus dealing with some migraines. Now, I was at my post office box about a week and a half ago. All right, hold on a second. The point I'm trying to make is this. In Gang Stalking Expeditions, what they basically do is make the target homeless, okay? Now, if you're homeless in San Diego, you can still receive food stamps and Medicare and stuff like that. I'm sorry, and CalCare, which is health insurance. But when you originally apply for it, you got to prove that you are homeless in San Diego County. Now, I proved that to them in 2012. Okay, now that it's 2014 and it's getting very close to other variables also that I believe that they want to try and monopolize on as well. That's not going to be discussed in this video because this video has only got to be 15 minutes long. Point I'm trying to make is this. Through maneuvered schemes that are brought about against the target, maneuvered tactics that are brought about against the target as a result of the tracking of the target, they cause situations. Okay, these situations then bring about effects and results that they want the target to experience, and they also can hope to try and possibly take advantage of these situations and circumstances that result from one event. Case in point, they tell me I gotta move. I go and start taking all my property to these other areas. They wait until possibly I got it all moved, like right before I got it all moved. They then start approaching me at the other areas and say, if you're staying here, you can't. Or they might wait until I literally completely take everything from here, start camping out there, and then they come up with normal appearing, logical appearing excuses why somebody saw me or heard me. That is tying me up in the physical, non-stop busyness of moving from place to place to place to place. Case in point, last week when I really started bagging things up and getting it out of here, I made statements in my audio recorder. Let's see if they start targeting my bike, because the bike is going to be used by me to carry the duffel bags that carry the property. Day before yesterday and yesterday, I wake up with flat tires here at this location. Now, let's take a close hard look at this. You got to remember, my statements, you got to synthesize them together to understand how these different techniques are done to, like, 2 days of me having a flat tire slowed me down from moving property. That's keeping me physically distracted in La Jolla when I should be out looking in my P.O. box. Okay? It's also, I also got other things that are distracting me from my schedule pertaining to moving, like having to go to Walmart at least once a month to get allergy medicine for the month, having to go all the way downtown to update my bus pass, going all the way to Point Loma to check my mail. Now, just those 3 things that I got to do right there are 3 days. By the time it takes me to get up, bag up all my stuff and hide it, leave this area, and then all the bus routes that I got to take to get to each one of those places, do what I got to do there, come back here, each one at Walmart one day, post office one day, bus fare, going to put money on my bus pass one full day. That's 3 days, okay? Now, what am I trying to say here? In organized stalking and gang stalking, human trafficking is one of the motivations of these expeditions. So is illegal syndicated probate control, which the perpetrators literally attempt to take by stating that the target's mentally ill because they think they're being stalked by people they don't know, plus the target's homeless, but yet won't get out of it. Target's living in a canyon or in a park when they're not supposed to be, where homeless men frequent. She's been assaulted numerous times because of it. Alright, well, let's break this down. This is the fourth hiking area I've been gang stalked to. The first one, when I was hiking right next door, 150 feet right next door to the San Diego FBI, where I was literally gang stalked from August 13, 2011 up until February 22nd, 2012. Every single day. They literally started bringing homeless men to walk by my area as I was camping there. That was done to make me uncomfortable, trying to psychologically motivate me to move on my own. Okay? Now, second place I went to, I couldn't stay there because it was when it rained out, the water would flood out the area. Gang stalked to there, though. I was subjected to, from a distance, gaslighting techniques, okay, which they do to targets when targets have apartments or motel rooms as well. So, third place I went to was right around the block from that place. I made videos about how certain people were walking by up on the sidewalk and saying gang stalk. Why don't you call the cops on her? Gang stalk. Why don't you come and steal their stuff? Now I'm literally gonna take the time. I gotta hurry up and try and do it because I gotta make this video only 15 minutes long. I'm literally gonna take the time right now to literally prove to you that I'm being gang stalked. The last hiking area that I was at, I was living there from, I'd say, mid-March till late October 2012. Then I moved here. When I was at that location, let me check how many minutes have transpired so far. When I was at that location, I was making videos at that location stating that individuals are getting up on the sidewalk, walking by, okay, including how some MTS bus drivers who drive the smaller buses, the way to see what a smaller MTS bus looks like is to go online and to type in MTS bus route 25. Now that's a bus route that uses small buses. So does bus route 83 or 89. Anyways, MTS bus personnel was literally pulling up on the sidewalk because my hiking area was right down off a steep cliff kind of hill right off the sidewalk, and then once you got to the bottom of the hill, all you had to do was walk like 5-7 feet over, 3 feet more over, and then there was the actual tent. So the tent was literally right off a hill, down a hill that was right off the sidewalk. They would pull up these small buses, turn off the bus, open up their door, and act like they're having a cell phone conversation and say gang stalking, oh my god. Then on other occasions, they were literally getting up on the sidewalk, getting out of the bus, and standing right directly parallel to the face of my tent, like I'm sitting now, and I'm sitting in the face of my tent. Okay, they would literally get out of the bus and stand there right directly on the sidewalk, okay, right directly parallel and perpendicular to the face of my tent, and they would say gang stalk. I made videos about it at that location as it was occurring once they left. I also made statements and running and recording tape recorders that I always made sure was running whenever somebody was in my physical presence. So these videos I made concerning them doing that and other individuals who were going for walks, because it was an area that was down inside of an industrial park where it was just nothing but dedicated to businesses. So I could tell that a lot of the people that were doing it were individuals that worked in these businesses, because as they would go by, I'd peek out of my tent to see who it was, and most of the time I was able to see their face. Then on other dates, when I would like leave the area and go to get on my bike and be going up the road, they would be going for a walk on that day as well, but yet coming back towards the business they were working in. I'd even say, hey, do you guys work around here? They'd go, yeah. So that's how I knew that there were individuals being used pertaining to how these individuals were working in that park. It's an industrial park. Case in point, I made all these videos exposing that this was happening to me. Now this area was about 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles, 2.5 at the most, off of Friars and Frazee Road. Now all you got to do is go to Google and type in Friars Mission Center off of Friars and Frazee Road, and look up the Ralph's grocery store that's in that plaza, and then look up their address. Now, the videos I made concerning them doing that were published in the year 2012. There's also other videos online concerning how I was catching people saying gang stalk and oh my god around me in that plaza. Hang on. Now that's how they let me know I'm being stalked. Okay, is by getting around me and repeating certain words, phrases, physical gestures, and so on. So I moved out here, they did the same exact thing here, putting bicyclists and homeless men up on the, to ride their bikes by, jog by, or walk by and do the same exact thing. So I was making a video about it every single day throughout the entire year of 2013 and publishing them practically every day. Then I catch this happening towards me on a sidewalk, right directly across the street, about 120 feet up up the sidewalk, okay? Do you hear these two men say gang stalk together? Then one says gang stalking. Then that same one says gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up. Hold on. This occurred on Thanksgiving Day, 2013. Now, if you listen closely in this, you should have been able to hear one of them in the background say, "Oh my God." That's right. Now, getting along all my routes and repeating, "Oh my God, gang stalk. Oh my God, gang stalker. Oh my God, gang stalking. Gang stalk, weird. Gang stalk, crazy. Oh my God, gang stalk," is how they let me know I'm being gang stalked because of how often I hear it. This is done to intentionally, overtly let you know that you're being gang stalked. But think about this. Every day throughout the entire year 2013, and even at the last spot, I said that they were putting people up on the sidewalk to say gang stalk, oh my God, and gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff? Gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her? Now those are two different kinds of threat while they're saying gang stalk, and you just heard this guy say gang stalk, gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up, which is a threat while they're saying gang stalk. Now this area is 40 miles away from the other area. Go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman exposes gang stalking in Yucca Valley." Same exact technique caught there when I left this area to go there for 1 week, and Yucca Valley is 160 miles away from here. The same exact methodology has been caught along all my routes every single day for the last 2 years, everywhere I have went, practically non-stop, and it definitely includes UCSD campus. It definitely includes this area. So, UCSD comes up here and causes me to move. If I'm having to move right in the midst of a Social Security review, Social Services review, and then they try and say that I didn't send them the proper, or that I missed an appointment time, or that the information I sent them is complete, and that I didn't send them information in time for the application to be reviewed before the computer kicked me off the services. Then, once the case is closed, they can then turn around and say, well, now you got to prove to us where you live if you want to reopen the case. And now that I'm moved from here, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to say you need a witness concerning where you live at? Yeah, the only witness I would be able to give would be somebody possibly from the San Diego Homeless Rescue Mission, who I have already caught individuals engaging in gang stalking that were directly connected to them. Literally. Now, the point I'm trying to make is this, is that they come up with logical appearing excuses to take you off benefits, because benefits is what the target uses to stay safe. Once the benefits are gone, they engage in other techniques as well. Case in point, I could be easily robbed once I move to these other areas. They know where these areas are because I was already dropping property off at them before this event occurred with UCSD down here on August 27, 2014. So they know these areas are isolated. Here I got a neighbor across the street, got a neighbor up off the hill behind me. At these areas, there's no neighbors. So if they rob me, they get all my evidence, they get all my money, my food stamp card, my American Express gift cards, all my IDs, everything. How am I supposed to feed myself? The goal for them is to steer you to environments they can control. Hold on. They did the same exact techniques towards me in Michigan. And they're doing this to hundreds of thousands of Americans right now in the United States, in every state in the United States. So I'm predicting right now, we're going to see if I lose my CalCare here in the next 2.5 to 3 months because of this bullshit concerning me moving. Or they might use the technique of mail theft and mail delayment and try to say that I did not send my review request papers back in an orderly fashion, and as a result the case got closed, and if I want them to reopen it, I gotta prove where I live. PR code word concerning the type of person who might be used to evict me from my new hiking areas. This is a prediction video.